welcome. We're here with our friend, the Mity Kat bulldozer, and I'd like to recap how I got to this point. So you can see an obvious reason why I haven't moved it yet. It's not easy. We got an issue going on. I'm trying to remedy that. It's fine. Welcome back to the Mity Kat Bulldozer Project. I'm your host, JMP, and we have the same guest as always, Mr. Bulldozer. How you doing? This project has taken a long time, but I'll tell you one fact. This bulldozer has sat for much, much longer, approximately 40 times longer, maybe more. In the end, the mission at hand, once I brought it inside, was to try to resurrect and preserve this machine so that I could, try to possibly use it if it was salvageable. And here we are, sitting at a condition where every system of it is functional as far as testing goes, and every component is nearly in place. Well, let's have a look around, and I'm going to tell you about what's been going on since the last video. Since the last video, the hydraulic system has been rebuilt, new hoses were made, and it was installed. The starter button was sourced and installed. The one that was on it, I didn't want to trust. The throttle handle has been freed up and works the way it should. That was all seized. These controls, as you saw in the second or third video, these are all back to the way that they were, and they've been primed. The fender over there, that's been replaced in this whole front section here. And the battery has been relocated over to this free space over here. Under the hood, we've got the radiator. That's been all cleaned out. I painted it, and it should be good to go. It's a nice old radiator. I've made some new radiator hoses to connect, The one on the water pump isn't, you can't see it right now. The coolant thermostat neck I had to actually pull off of the generator engine, so it contributed that because the original was in really poor shape. The ignition coil came from the generator. This main support here would normally hold the big factory gas tank. In this case, I'm going to be installing a new tank made from new materials. I just don't want to trust that much gasoline and that old of a tank right over an ignition source. So this needs to be painted, but it's temporarily installed to get, just some fitment correct. I'll need to replace the coil here. It's actually blown up and nobody ever removed it. On the dashboard here, this gauge, the original one that was in it, did not work once I was able to test it. So I replaced it with the one that was on the generator engine. The amp gauge and the water temperature gauge had to be replaced. This water temperature gauge on the original one, its element in the bottom, the sensor had like broken. There's no fixing it. The tags for the Mity Kat tractor company and this tag here, which I believe would have been some patent numbers, or it was something to do with Western Gear Works. I'm not really sure. I've seen some pictures on Beetle tractors, and I think that's what was on it. They've been all installed, and then the dash itself I kind of distressed. That's kind of the look that I'm going for on this machine. Is I want it to look like it's been in use but taken care of, and it's like an older restoration, because that's what it is. This has been brought back from a solid non-moving object into pretty good condition. All right, guys, there's one more thing. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to name this machine. So here's the rules. You got to be subscribed, and you put your name that you want this to be called. It's got to be one word, and the name that has the most likes by the time I post the next video will be the name. Camera Girl is going to have the first shot at it.
I can't even say it.
Orange Dreamsicle.
Dreamsicle, you said it has to be one word.
Dreamsicle. 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 White accents requested. But it could be anything. Alright, there's been a change in the rules. We're going to allow 2-word name suggestions. But please be conservative on it. I would prefer a 1-word, but we're gonna submit. What's the name we're submitting?
Orange Crush.
Orange Crush. So 2 words are allowed, but I would like a classic name, like Marvin. Orange Crush. See you guys next time. Full contact, so you don't